and welcome to June Spirit Scopes. I'm Tara Diana, and this is the beautiful Nancy Christine Brady. We are both intuitive mediums. I call myself an empowerment medium. Nancy is also an animal communicator, and we do this every single month for you guys, and we are always super excited to be here. Hey, Nancy.
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. I'm a little bit gobsmacked that we're halfway through the year.
I know, right? And
Yeah.
these are so much fun to do, but when you realize what month you're going into, you're like, oh
Yeah.
dear, I think I've missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
I just came back from Whistler, Libby.
And how was it?
It was very good. I ran into a bear, which was very interesting. My daughter and I were walking back from a dance comp, and we came around a corner. And for those of you that don't know, Whistler is in British Columbia, Canada, and it is the epicenter for all skiing. It's our biggest resort up here, and it's gorgeous, especially this time of the year. So yeah, we ran into him. I named him Fred. He was lovely. He paid us no mind at all. So it was funny because there's a lot of people on the trail, and all these guys on bikes turned around, they're like, bear, black bear, black bear. And Lana and I were like, that's the way to our Airbnb. So I was like, Alana, let it walk into the bushes, and then we just walk past. And we did. I snapped some pictures because I'm that kind of person. And bear means protection and strength to me. So I was good to go. I wasn't worried about the bear. Did you have a good long weekend, sweetie?
What did I do this weekend? I had an incredible weekend. As much as I know you love getting your hands dirty with a bunch of dirt, I went and bought a bunch of plants for my deck. So for all of those friends that are still in very cold weather, sorry about I'm rubbing it in, but I have all sorts of beautiful flowers now on my deck. So it was a good get grounded with your hands in the dirt kind of weekend.
That's good. The fairies will love you, won't they?
They will. They absolutely will.
Okay, let's get this party started. Nancy, why don't you tell us a little bit of what everyone needs to know as an overall?
Yeah, absolutely. So overall message, I think Tara will agree with me on this one, is change. Substantial, significant change. And unfortunately, as I'm watching and feeling the energies, some of it's painful. Some of it's really painful for you guys out there, but that's because you're resisting. When you lean into it and you realize that sometimes the change that's being presented to us is for our highest good, not necessarily what we want, we're getting what we need. So there's a massive shift right now. So a lot of this stuff that's happening as tumultuous or turbulent or sad, think of it as new beginnings, think of it as new growth and or the continuation of something amazing, right? It's definitely something that I've noticed there's a shift this year in energy. And it seems that now we're coming out of spring, we're getting into warm, lazy summer. It's the time to just lean into that, accept that change, and just say graciously, thank you, universe, for having everything roll out for my highest good.
Love that. Love that, love that, love that. Because change is all about self-development.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
It really is. And it's also about tapping into your intuition a little bit and trusting what you're getting, yes. Right? I am the worst when it comes to wanting to make things work through thick and thin, even though my intuitive self is screaming at me, slow down, stop, red light, throw a bear in my path, whatever, right? I'm
that would be the Scorpio friends in our dear Tara Diana.
It would be. What deck of cards are you using, Nancy?
Today I am going to use Oracle of the Seven Energies, Colette Baron Reed. And what are you using?
I'm going to use my trusty, my Sacred Rebels, and I can never. It's. I always get them mixed up. It's. Oh my goodness, Alana Fairchild. I always want to say the Lady Autumn who does the illustrations. I always want to say, but it's Alana Fairchild. I love this deck. I cannot even tell you how much I love this deck.
Nice.
Okay.
I love that you love the deck. We both have problems with our decks. I have a deck addiction. I'll be the first to admit this.
Okay, but isn't it funny? Because as a medium, I just want to point this out. As a medium friend, I trust everything that comes from spirit. So spirit downloads into me, I give it to you. The only time I use cards and readings on a one-on-one basis, or if I'm doing demonstrations of mediumship, is when I feel like someone needs to see the visual. They need, and then it's really kind of cool, if I do say so myself, Nancy, is that when I pull the cards and they say exactly what I just told them,
Yes, every
confirm it,
time.
everyone in the room goes crazy. They're like, yes. I'm like, oh, and we're so happy. So it's kind of a fun thing, and it kind of boosts the energy a little bit. But
I have to
yeah.
admit, I am the same. And, even as little as of yesterday for two girls, these are tools, people. These are just tools, but I love the artwork. I love the fun of them. I love the validation of the messages that were just coming through. So yeah, we like to use the tools too, because people like to see stuff. So
especially in this kind of reading.
yeah, definitely. And keep in mind too, folks, while we're doing this, if Tara's doing a reading for, say, Taurus, or I'm doing a reading for Aries, if you're in another sign and the message resonates with you, please accept it, because these are all very general. These are stuff that, the messages are coming through for a reason. And if it's applicable, like any of my classes I do, I say, take what you can and leave the rest. So shall we get started?
Let's go.
Okay, I'll start with Aries. All right. Aries, I'm just going to do a quick shuffle, and I'm going to do let's do this. Just a random card.
Ooh, look at your pretty nails.
I got some purple spiritual going on here.
You're really using the crown.
I'm using the crown chakra, people. So Aries, this is what's come through for you, and hopefully we can see. I've got a new computer, so the camera is a bit.
No, this looks good. This looks good. Beautiful.
Okay.
A grand symphony.
A grand symphony. And what Spirit's coming in and telling me about this is all about the seeds you've been planting. So it's everything we even talked about in the opening messages, that change. Lean into this, because right now is the time when the entire orchestra is getting together and they're going to play some music. So all those seeds you've been planting, everything that you've been doing is really going to open up for June. It's going to flourish and come to fruition. And spread your wings and fly, and just embrace the gloriousness. Oh, sorry, I said the gloriousness. Tara like my word. Tara likes my word glorious, because I use it.
I do, and I give you accolades every time I say it. Glorious. Oh, there's for Nancy.
But that's what this card is, Tara. And the energy for June for Aries is glorious. I just literally feel and hear that symphony. Because there's going to be so many epiphanies happening for you, Aries. There's going to be all sorts of, the trials and tribulations that you've gone through. Now you're going to go, oh, of course. Oh, of course. And if I only knew now what I thought I knew then, now this makes sense.
I feel like you're talking directly to me. Can I just say that? I feel like you're like, Tara, you're not Aries, but you need to listen. I'm listening.
I think it's because my new computer, the camera's so close. But I'm going to leave that with Aries for the month.
I love that. Taurus are my bulls. My bulls. Let's see what I got here. I'm just going to, Nancy had a showcase, so I'm going to showcase. La, 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 la. Let's go like this. And whoop, I'm hiding my face, which is a no-no. We shouldn't be allowed to talk to each other before we do these kinds of things, because I swear we set things in motion. Okay, I love this card. I want everyone to get a good look at this, my queen. And it says, I got to read it this way though. Every journey starts with a single step. Okay.
Nice.
So when I tap into this card for you, Taurus, I want to say this. It is time to step outside of the box. So step is your key word. And I want to talk about baby steps here. I want to talk about you taking the time to really feel it. Because if you're going to rush anything, you're going to feel like you're all over the place. Like the journey has got so many directions. It's too hard to choose. Your mind's going to become overloaded. And when our mind becomes overloaded, overwhelmed, we become anxious. We can't help it. It's the natural state of the human mind. It's that we cannot process as quickly as we need to. So what do? It's fight or flight, right? Either we fight it, which is a whole other story, or we try to run away from it. So there is no decisions to be making. We're either trying to force a decision or we're running from the decision. So I want to say to you, baby steps are your absolute key this month. So looking at what you're trying to accomplish and what's the easiest, most simplistic way for you to get there, friends. And big jumps, you don't want them this time. You want to throw out a few pebbles into the water to step on instead of just jumping right into it, and make your way across the slowly but surely, because when you do that, you're going to feel the confidence. You're going to feel the conviction in the decisions you're making. And even if you feel like you have to make these little negotiable decisions, right, where you can go, okay, well, I'm going to do this because it will get me over here. That's good. Be one with that. Trust that. I felt like Yoda there for a second. Be one. But trust that. Trust the process, and you'll find that once you get over there, the decision that you're ultimately trying to make isn't as big as you think it is, because you've done all the work to get there to make the easier decision.
Love that.
I'm going to leave that with you guys.
All right. Very nice. So while Tara was talking to the Tauruses, and I appreciate that message, being one myself, avoid the bull in the china shop this month. Got it. So tends to be I drew a card for Gemini. You guys got the spirit of gratitude. And this card always comes up as a reminder of, where has your headspace been? What are the stories that you're telling yourself? Where do you need to get out of the continual story, the continual saga, the continual drama, and get into that spirit of gratitude, get into that spirit of flourishing and blooming, just like this beautiful lotus on here, right? And the minute that you can get into that place and refocus on center, on love, on your heart chakra, on that heart energy, all of the natural drama, all of the natural sort of stories you've been telling yourself are going to fall away effortlessly, and just welcome with ease and grace that gratitude. And no, I always we have this sort of thing between Tara, Jody Ann, and Lazina and I, where we talk about our Care Bear energy. For those of you who remember Care Bears, and you shoot that out your heart. And that's what this is about, right? Into June, be grateful for everything. And even when the days seem hardest, just think, what's the one thing you're grateful for? Just one tiny, tiny little thing. And you're going to watch that lotus flower bloom. And you're going to watch that Care Bear heart energy just start to project. And you're actually going to be in that spirit of gratitude. So I'm going to leave that with Gemini.
What's one thing you're grateful for today, Nancy?
I'm grateful for you.
Aww. I was going to say I'm grateful for good friends. So yeah, look at us both on the same track.
Our Care
My
Bear
Care Bear loves your Care Bear.
I have so much fun doing this with you, and I have so much fun in our community. And yeah,
I love our space is what I'm trying to say. And it's good people, good friends. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. Even when things look like it's hectic, good people, good friends. So let's talk to Cancer, because I pulled a card while Nancy was talking this time. And again, this card, now butterflies in my world metaphysically mean transformation. We go through changes, we go shifts and up and upwards and ascension. And it's a beautiful thing in my view, absolutely beautiful thing. And whenever a butterfly shows up in a card, I know it's absolutely transition. Without reading a word about anything else Spirit is saying to me, Cancer, you need to focus on transformation. But I want to read you the card, and I want to show you it, because it's the hands. I'm gonna show you so it's the hands, and the butterflies are coming up for them. That symbol, right, when we're holding our hands like this, that gesture is very powerful, because it says that we're sending and we're receiving. So we're open to receive, friends, but we're also sending energy. And we work in white light energy. And without getting into all of that, the white light is the positive, it's the healing, it's the joy, it's the power of working with the universe and with spirit. So we're giving as well as receiving, and that's a balance. And that's why things work so well most of the time with us, is because we're working in the balance. So I'm going to show you the card. I'm going to get to it, Cancer. What is already with you? What is already with you?
Powerful.
Now think about this for a moment. What do you have within yourself already that you can send out to the universe? Not for others, project for yourself. What is it that you already have? So dive a little bit deep this month. Look at what you're trying to accomplish, right? Look at the scenarios. But also, what do you already have that you're not using, that maybe you've forgotten or you've put to the side, or life's gotten too busy and you've gathered things on top of it? I always like to feel like that little seed is down below and I have to keep watering it and reminding myself to water it so that it can sprout, right? Because when we grow and we blossom and we start to unfold, our petals start to unfold, our uniqueness comes out, our abilities comes out, our skill sets, and we all have this fabulous energy within us, Cancer. So I want you to bring that up and out so that everyone can receive it. And what happens when you do that is that it's always done in the white light. It's always done with love, and you get replenished at the same time. So as you're giving, Spirit's looking down at you and saying, oh, thank you, friend. Thank you for sharing. I have a little something for you, a little bit of recognition, maybe even a little bit of a reward. But here's something to replenish yourself. Let me help you fill your cup. So Cancer, this is all about you giving, so shall you receive. I'm going to leave that with you.
Beautiful. And further to Tara's seed reference, the card that's come up for Leo is broken open.
And look at those stars and that beautiful golden light.
Definitely. And you've heard me say this before, if you've listened to us do this. Sometimes we have to break open and wide apart in order to grow and flourish. And that's how seeds grow. They're put into the soil, they shatter, and then from them grows this amazing life. And I really feel for Leos that this last May has been really, really tough. And this card serves as a reminder, keep going. Don't give up, because it showed the stars, it shows that the lotus flower, everything is starting to bloom. So as much as there's been these challenges, as much as maybe you've had your heart broken, or maybe you've been disappointed, change is coming. And it ties into that message at the opening where we talked about change. The difficult changes, the difficult shifts are sometimes the most rewarding and serendipitous. We might think, oh, if I had only gone this direction, or if I had only stayed with this person. And that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes things are being removed from us so something better can get presented to us. And that's something, one word we use a lot, and you're going to hear Tara and I say it all the time: trust, friends, trust. And when she's talking about opening her hands, do the same thing. Be broken open, but then surrender to the universe, going, okay, I know you got me. And it might hurt now, but I know that where I'm going and what I'm getting to is going to be far better. And I appreciate and I'm grateful for what I went through and what I had. But now it's time to keep moving forward and not staying in that stagnant energy. And that's when those stars are going to shine. And that's when you're going to feel your best. So I'm going to leave that with Leo for the month.
Oh, I love that so much. Okay, but Virgo, you're going to love this, because this card that I'm going to show you can lead into any aspect of your life. So this is the Heaven Sent card.
Oh, nice.
This card is a strong indicator that what you've asked for is about to come to fruition. That what you have looked to accomplish or to bring to your space, be it career, be it family, be it romance, be it financial, be it health, you are about to receive. How big it is doesn't matter. It's the simple fact that you're going to see these opportunities or these blessings or these gifts come to you, and you're going to accept them into your heart, because you're going to know that they are meant just for you. And you're going to feel them in every part of your soul. When those energies come down, when Spirit says, okay, you're doing the work, we see it, we understand it, and we have something more for you. Here is your, I'm going to say it like I did in the last one. It's rewards, it's recognition, it's complimentary. Spirit saying, hey, girl or boy, nice work. Do you understand? They're saying to you that we see you. And, I am not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So my philosophy is good come to me, good go through me. And so I know that when I put out positive energy comes back to me in some form. Even when you are conflicted, Virgo. Even when you're feeling as though, okay, well, how can I have good things come back to me when my mindset's like this? Take a moment and redirect. Remember that our humanness is a must in this life. We are spirit. And again, we talk about phrases and things that we repeat over and over. We are spirit having a human experience. It is vital that you remember that. So you need to go through all the humanness to be able to receive the next part of your journey. So Virgo, they're saying to you, congratulations. We're going to give you a little something, something, so you can move into your next space. So there you go. Be open to it, open to it, open to career, open to romance, open to whatever it is, Fred. Don't be narrow-minded with this. Whatever it is that you need something to lift you up, that is where it's going to come and present itself. So I'm going to leave that with you, Virgo. Yay, heaven sent.
Yay, that's a good one. I like that one.
Nice card too.
Beautiful card.
Mm-hmm.
Libra, you guys got a higher view.
Oh, look at that owl.
Isn't that amazing? And owl is all about wisdom. Okay. And this is about taking that knowledge, knowing the wisdom that you have, removing yourself from the situation, and imagine yourself sort of as a third party looking down onto what's happening. Stepping back out and away from the situation allows you to look at it non-biased, non-emotional, from a logical, wise place, so that everything that you could possibly want to happen for the best outcome is going to happen, because you're going to be coming from that wise place. You're going to be coming from a place where you've had the entire situation observed, and you can go back in and go, okay, I now see that perspective. I see that, and this is my perspective. How do we meet in the middle? Where is it that is going to be sort of the best outcome and the best resolve for this situation? And then act on it intuitively, follow that intuition, because that inner wisdom, that inner GPS that you have is working to guide you. This card is also serving as a reminder to call on your spirit guides for help, right? So if you're feeling stuck and you're going, I just don't know, and I've given my hands to the universe going, help me out, ask your guides to come in and work with you in your dreams and help offer clarity on the situation, because that's what you need to do this month, is just sort of get out of your own way, look at the situation differently, and take 10 minutes to react. Trust me, it makes a big difference. I've learned that the hard way as a Taurus. So I'm going to leave that with you, Libra.
If you're a Scorpio, take 24 hours. I'm just saying. Hey, what? Do you remember if it was Taurus that I said every journey starts with a single step?
Yes, I think it was. It was.
Because that's the same for Scorpio. I pulled the same card.
Okay, that's epic.
That is epic. So, Scorpio, this has a slightly different meaning. Here we go with that card. And again, look how powerful that card is. Looking up into the light always representing source, spirit, right? And then you're holding your little magic box down here. Every journey starts with a single step. Scorpio, breathe. Focus on breath. Deep breaths. Meaningful breaths. And some experience. And the reason I say this, though, is that we are shifting into a space right now that we are going to feel a lot of pressure to change. Some of us are going to accept it and be like, okay, I'm good with this. This isn't pressure. This is relief. And others are going to feel like they're in a pressure cooker. So that breath is your key, because there's all sorts of things that are about to happen for you that are going to be magical, that are going to be really powerful, but you have to let them be. And sometimes the human sense of fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of all sorts of things will come into your space, and breath will help you ground and focus back to the moment. Rooting always comes from clarity, focus, and understanding. When we are rooted, we are present. When we are present, we have clarity. When we have clarity, we have understanding. And when we have understanding, our focus is tenfold. So I want you to know that your breath is going to take you back to center, to realignment, to reconnection, and allow you to be able to take whatever steps you need outside of the box or further in the box, right? You can still stay in your box and do the work you have to do. But take your journey seriously. This is a good month, June, Scorpio, for you to really project what positivity you'd like to come back to you. I'll leave that with you, Scorpio.
Very nice. Sagittarius, let it go.
Let it go.
Whatever it is you've been holding on to. And what Spirit's coming in and telling me is there's, again, a lot of repetitive stories that you're telling yourself. There is that resistance, that theme that Tara and I are seeing through all of this month's readings. Change, 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 change. It can be as resistant as you want while you're holding on tightly, or you can let it go and embrace it with ease and grace. What is it? What are those stories that you've been telling yourselves? What are the situations that you can't just forgive and move on? Because sometimes forgiveness is the easiest thing to do in order to find yourself happiness. And it doesn't make the act right, but it allows you to heal and move on and acknowledge it. You're constantly going to be looking forward for the month of June if you can let it go. If you can't let it go, the universe is going to kick you back into rewind, and you're going to have to learn that lesson again. And so take this as a little bit of an early warning. Work on it, let it go, start telling those positive stories, start working towards those really good outcomes, because then there's nothing but great opportunity. And ask for ease and grace, right? Everything with ease and grace, because you definitely don't want to be letting it go and all frustrated with it. You know, it's easy. I shouldn't say it's easy. It's not easy to forgive, but it is one of the most empowering things you're ever going to do for yourself, because it gives you permission to move on and heal and be happy. So I'm going to leave that with Sagittarius.
Can I add something just to the word forgiveness?
Yeah.
A lot of people really struggle with that word, especially like I'm sure this happens to you too, beautiful, but in my work, when people come in and I'm like, oh, you need to forgive. You need to forgive. And you can see that their whole body language changes. They're like, that's like the real F word.
Yeah.
Forgive. And you can see, their shoulders go back, their heads go up. They're like, did you just tell me to forgive? Did you just tell me to forgive?
It's almost like people hold on to it like a security blanket, right?
That's right, because it gives them validation. Their anger or their resentment or whatever the emotion is that they're holding on to is gives them, validation that they can feel this. So when I say forgive, what I always accompany with that is, it doesn't mean you condone what was done.
Exactly.
It simply means that you don't want to carry it on your shoulders anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most important part. We're not saying to forgive whatever the circumstance was.
Correct.
We're saying do not own it like it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to add that.
That's very good. Good add-on.
Thank you. I'm going to go to the lovely, beautiful Capricorn, and I love this card, people. What do you feel? This is a trust your intuition, my little chicky poos. Trust your intuition. This is a card that is saying to you, pay attention. Don't jump the gun. Remember how Nancy was talking about, taking 10 minutes? If you need to take 10 days, it's all good, because you need to make sure that how you're reacting or what you're acting upon is really coming from the right place. You want to make sure that you've had the right amount of time to process, do your due diligence. Be that person who says, I'll get back to you. Can I call you back? Yeah, or text you, I guess, or voicemail you or whatever. Can I get back to you with that? Do it. Do not rush out to buy a car. Do not, there's so many different things. I am a person, and Nancy knows this, I am a person that wants to please everyone. It is my sole apparent purpose in this life is to spend my whole life trying to make people happy, even at my own expense. And I understand that and I accept that. And I work very hard to balance that out. And I do it from a place of love and light. I truly do. But at the same time, I don't want other people to do that, because our empath energies, I'm talking too fast, but our empath energies to do that sometimes takes away from what our human experience should be. And we get lost in that shuffle. So trying to pinpoint what you're truly feeling in a moment in specific situations, not every situation, or you'd be just thinking constantly, is so important. It really is, because it allows you the opportunity to really be able to speak your truth straight from your heart with conviction. And when you do that, you're heard so much more loudly. And when you're heard loudly, and I don't mean screamed at, I just mean when you're heard in a way that is amplified, your message becomes clearer. And that is the whole purpose of why we communicate, is to bring upon others a clear message of what either we need or maybe what they need. So I'm going to leave that with you, Capricorn. I like that card.
That was good. So the card for Aquarius is, you got the Oracle's Gift. And this is a great card, and it sort of taps into a little bit about what Tara was talking about, and I can't quite recall which sign she brought it up for, but this is all about filling your cup right now. This is about, we keep talking about release, we keep talking about change, we keep talking about all of these amazing things, and this is your time to focus on you. If you've done the work, if you've done the releasing, if you've just let it go, you've done the forgiveness, again, it does not condone what happened. You're empowering yourself into a lighter place of energy, into just a more elevated, happier place of being, because you don't have to carry this around. So when all of that's gone, what do you fill your cup with? And so Spirit's coming in and saying, hey, good job, you've done the work. Now what brings you joy? What are you going to fill that cup with? And it could be something as simple as getting out into nature and taking a walk, a pop bubble bath. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be epic, like a big trip to the Bahamas, though that would be nice. But it's it's really about getting out there and filling your cup and focusing on you and focusing on number one, knowing your boundaries, knowing your limitation, tapping into that inner joy. I always say to people too, it's nice to get back to that childhood type of joy where it's just unconditional and happy and perfect, right?
And easy.
And easy. It's so easy. And find that, what brings you that. It could be sitting down with a coloring book. But June is going to be about personal reflection and just filling your cup and sitting in some happiness. And that's a really gushy unicorny kind of reading, but that's what you got, Aquarius.
Hey, we like gushy and we like unicorn. We're good with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into Pisces.
All right.
And the card you got was Focus on the Light. So this tells us that you're going to have a few things happen in your space over the month of June where you're feeling like things aren't going so hot. You know, this is not working the way I wanted it to. I'm feeling a little bit lower, a little bit disengaged from the energy around me, maybe from my community, maybe from my family. I'm just not feeling like I'm in the right space. And they're saying to you to recognize it, validate it, kick it to the wind. Focus on the positivity around you. We've talked about gratitude. I mean, we've talked about so many beautiful things, because when Nancy and I do this work, our contract or connection to spirit, if you will, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Nancy, is to bring in the positive movement forward for you. We could go into all sorts of deep stuff, but this is what spirit gives us, and this keeps you moving in the positive direction, which is upwards, right? Onwards and upwards, friends. So for you, Pisces, it is extremely important that you are nurturing yourself. And by doing so, you're going to see all these little obstacles and challenges that are in your way as nothing but a stepping stone to the top of the mountain where your strength is. And when you're at the top of the mountain, and there's the light, right? So if you're at the bottom of the mountain, friend, you're going to look up and you're going to say, I see the light. I see the light. It's not the light that takes you to the other side.
Yeah.
I see the light, and I'm going to start my journey up. I'm going to start walking up that mountain. And you know what? All the obstacles and all the challenges and the boulders, the sticks, and whatever that's in my way, maybe a little gardener snake, all of those things are not going to stop me, because I know I'm working towards something. I know that that light up there has a purpose for me. It's powerful, it's strong, and it's calling me, and I'm going. And everything else is just a lesson for me. And Pisces, you're going to get to the top of that mountain because you've got the message now. So the light that's calling you is the right light. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Beautiful. I love that for Pisces.
It was nice. It's nice. It's a big sunflower, right? And
Yeah.
Apparently I'm showing my bottle of water, the sunflower, but it's a nice, beautiful card. And on that note, I just wanted to mention something to everyone. Nancy and I do this work because we love to be of service. Nancy is one of the most beautiful animal communicators I've ever come across, and I've done this work I've done it quite a bit longer than you, Nancy, and I've crossed many, many different paths with many, many different people, and I'm blessed to say that when I talk about a Dr. Doolittle, this woman is that Dr. Doolittle. Just a beautiful form of animal communication. And I myself focus on that spirituality that brings us into new endeavors, new spaces, new, exposing ourselves to new energy within ourselves. And I want to invite you to come and journey with us. Mm-hmm. Come visit us on our web pages. Nancy, what's your web page?
NancyChristineBrady.com.
And you can also visit her on my webpage at spiritessence.taradayana.com. We have got so many really neat things coming up for everyone. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel. And we hope to see you back here in July. Wishing you the best of June that you could possibly have.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Nancy. Love you to the moon and back.
Ditto, ditto, hun.
Bye, guys.
Bye.